All right, my name is Micah Cannon. We're doing the country assessment for Germany for. How do we start now? Doing the country assessment for.
Yeah, you go ahead.
All right, my name is Micah Cannon. We're doing the country assessment for Germany. As we saw for the class aspect of it, of getting having three different groups through three different countries, we got to Germany by doing a base analysis of the top countries by gross domestic product per capita. We got the initial list of 15 countries and started with that list. We had indicators such as GDP per capita, internet usage, and as well as using the Centradex database tool to determine the local imports from Germany, or that Germany used from the U.S. for the harmonized code, similar to that of granola. We got a top 6 countries, and out of the top 6, 4 were from Europe. And so we decided to narrow the European countries down, considering that if we could do it, enter Europe in one country, further expansion and success of granola in one country could lead to further implementation of granola throughout the entire EU. And for right now, for the 4 top countries, France, Spain, the United Kingdom, as well as Germany, Germany stood out. We used 5-year growth and decline of the imports, and Germany has been on the rise, 76.8% increase over the past 5 years for the same harmonized code as granola. And 2008 organic food sales were 5.8 billion euros, which granola could definitely be a part of. The per capita internet usage as sales should hopefully increase internet-wise. They use a lot of internet for local grocery shopping day to day.
Townsend Porter, I'll be talking about the key facts for Germany, which is just basic analysis of the German market. It's the largest in Europe with total GDP last year of almost 4 trillion, and its GDP per capita is 44,000, which makes it a viable option for a company like granola, whose product is kind of more of a luxury good and requires customers with explainable income. It's the 5th largest economy in the world, and it's got a well-built infrastructure with railways, expressways, and waterways. So pretty much any mode of transportation can be used to transport the product. There's also 7 free ports to choose from, which will reduce the amount of tariffs put on the product as it enters Germany. It is the 3rd largest importer in the world behind the U.S. and the EU, which is a great fact for anyone trying to export a product there. And the U.S. has significant investments in Germany currently, so there would be granola would be just adding to more of the American companies that already operate there. And it's got a significant urban population. Of about 74% of the population lives in urban areas. So if you were to center your investments in urban areas, you'd be able to reach a significant amount of people.
All right, my name is Michael Jacko, and I'll be going over some of the just very key things you should know if you will ever find yourself visiting Germany. We'll discuss this later too, some more general aspects of like their culture and attitude. These all tie together. One of the main things you need to remember is that there's like a very general conservative bias. So this influences the way they dress, the way they act, the way they do business. So for example, their dress is usually very formal, but it's not too formal. They don't like being gaudy or looking like you're very ostentatious. So as long as it's subdued, it's very similar to what we would dress for business here in America or Canada or any such country. Punctuality is very important. I can't stress that enough, just in general. Be on time. If you are late, if you're often late, that's going to cast a very bad impression. Burn quick handshakes. address people with titles and surnames. I'm trying to use the German ones if you're talking Herr, whatever their name is, or professor, any other title they have, they like those. Also, be very well prepared in research. When it comes to meetings, they like being well prepared. It's not like some countries where it's more about getting to know the person. No, it's more like facts and figures. We're there to talk business. Let's get it done. That's the type of business and meeting style we do over there. Also, avoid overt pressure tactics and salesmanship. In line with what I just said, keep it down to business. Don't do anything that's obviously kind of sketchy. People, they don't like that very much. Doesn't go very well. But also in terms of business etiquette, the way things get done there tend to be more got to go through the levels of bureaucracy. So that's just a fact of life. Be prepared to deal with that. And this is a general rule. These are just guidelines. So although I said they tend to be conservative and so forth, that's just a general rule. Treat individual situation as unique.
One of the well-known ways to show a country's different aspects is Gert Hofstede's model, and between the Germany and the U.S., they're pretty similar in about 3 of the 5 categories. Starting with power distance, they both kind of accept the way that power is distributed in one another's culture. Individualism, the U.S. ranks highest, so obviously Germany is not going to be as high. They kind of focus on more of a collaborative effort to get business done rather than every man for himself. The masculinity index is similar for both, showing that both are down to the point, get to business, and get things done as quickly as possible. Uncertainty avoidance, Germany is much higher in this category. They like their contracts to be precise and to the point, and everything needs to be finalized before any signing goes on. And the long-term orientation is also similar, showing that both countries focus on the task at hand rather than trying to build a long-term relationship. They're more just focused on getting the job done.
My name is Suarez Lemire. I'm going to be talking about demographics and political realm. We'll start off with demographics. Beginning with urban centers, Germany is pretty unique in the fact that, unlike other European countries such as France, where Paris would be the urban center, Germany consists of several urban centers, namely the Ruhr Valley, the Rhine-Neckar, Halle, Leipzig, Berlin, Hamburg, Frankfurt, Stuttgart, Nuremberg, Munich, and Bielefeld. So as you can see here, there are several different urban centers which could provide some advantages as well as disadvantages. Namely, the disadvantages would be an increased effort and cost in order to get your product out there, which could be harmful initially considering that you are a new business and costs are very key. Advantages, however, you do have more places to distribute your product as well as get your image out there, which is definitely key. Being a new company, you want to make sure that you get as much exposure as you can. So that can also help in the long run. And now I'm going to be talking about political realm. First thing to consider is political stability. You want to be well versed in the politics of the country because rules can always change in a matter of minutes, or not minutes obviously, but it can change. Major parties: Christian Democratic Party, Christian Social Union, and Social Democratic Party. So there are a few different, some are based on socialist structure, but you do have the Free Democratic Party, which is pro-business and trying to be innovative in that sense. The head of state is Federal President Horst Kohler, and the Chancellor is Angela Merkel. And very key to note is that it is a free market economy, which is going to be very beneficial when it's